The Psalm 23. Promise that frees you from fear. My beloved child, come closer. Hush the noise of your world for a moment and listen with the ears of your heart. There is a song I have sung over humanity for millennia, a melody of comfort, a lyric of truth so profound that its depths have yet to be fully charted. You know it as a psalm, a poem written by a shepherd king who learned to know my heart while tending his flocks in the quiet fields. But it is more than a psalm. It is a portrait of my heart for you. It is a covenant, a promise whispered from eternity into time. Many read the words and they find comfort. This is good. But so few understand the secret that lies beneath the surface. They treat it as a beautiful poem to be recited in times of trouble, but they miss the reality that it is an invitation to a radical, life-altering walk with me, your shepherd. The secret of this psalm is not just in the words, but in the relationship they describe. It is the secret of absolute surrender, of complete trust, and of a divine companionship that transforms every aspect of your existence. Today, I want to walk you through this ancient pasture myself. I want to be the one to unveil its secrets to you, not as a distant God, but as your personal shepherd. Forget what you think you know. Open your heart to what you have yet to discover. For in these verses lies the key to a life free from want, fear, and aimlessness. This is the secret that will change your life forever. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Psalm of the Shepherd. Understanding the context. Before you can grasp the promise, you must understand the promiser. Before you can feel the safety of the pasture, you must know the shepherd who owns it. This psalm was not written in a vacuum. It was penned by David, a man who was a shepherd long before he was a king. His hands were calloused from pulling stubborn sheep from thickets and holding the rod to defend against predators. He knew the scent of the flock, the look of fear in a lamb's eye, and the deep, abiding connection between a shepherd and his sheep. When David wrote, "The Lord is my shepherd," it was not a poetic metaphor. It was the most profound statement of fact he could make. He was transferring the highest trust he had ever known, the trust a helpless sheep must place in its shepherd, to me. To understand this psalm, you must understand the world of the sheep and the shepherd. A sheep is one of the most dependent creatures I have ever made. It has no natural defenses. It cannot outrun a wolf, fight off a lion, or find its own way home if it strays even a short distance. Its entire existence, its food, its water, its safety, its direction, is in the hands of its shepherd. The sheep does not worry about tomorrow's pasture or the lion lurking in the hills. Its only job is to stay close to the shepherd, to learn his voice, and to trust his leading. This is the context most people miss. They read the psalm with the bizkon, self-sufficient pride of the human heart, thinking, "Yes, God helps me when I'm in trouble." But the secret begins here. This psalm is not for the self-sufficient. It is a declaration of dependence. It is the anthem of the humble, the cry of the soul that admits, "I cannot do this on my own. I am vulnerable. I get lost. I am prone to fear. I need a shepherd." David knew my nature because he saw it reflected in his own best intentions for his flock. A good shepherd is not a distant owner. He lives with his sheep. He smells like his sheep. He knows each one by name. He rejoices when a new lamb is born and grieves when one is lost. His life is defined by the well-being of his flock. So when David wrote these words, he was painting a picture of me. He was telling the world, the God of the universe, the creator of the stars, cares for me with the same intimate, personal, moment-by-moment vigilance that I care for my most vulnerable lamb. He understood that I am not a king who rules from a distant palace, but a shepherd who walks with you through the muck and mire, who knows your name, who binds your wounds, and whose very life is committed to your flourishing. Do not read this psalm as a list of benefits you can claim. Read it as a description of a relationship you are invited to enter. The secret is not in what the shepherd gives, but in who the shepherd is. When you truly know the shepherd, everything else follows. Before we walk further into the green pastures and beside the still waters, you must first answer the question that unlocks it all. Am I your shepherd? Have you laid down your pride, acknowledged your need, and truly placed your life in my hands? For only then can you truly say, I shall not want. Chapter 2. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The secret of provision. My child, let these words sink deeper than your ears. Let them settle into the very foundation of your soul. I shall not want. This is not a suggestion. It is not a hopeful wish. It is a declaration of absolute fact, a divine reality available to you the moment you accept me as your shepherd. But so many of my children miss the secret here. They read this and think it means I will give them everything they desire. They see it as a blank check for their wish list. The secret is far more profound. It is not that you will get everything you want, but that you will no longer be in a state of want. To be in a state of want is to live with a constant, gnawing emptiness. It is the feeling that something is missing. More money, more recognition, a better relationship, a different circumstance. It is a hunger that is never satisfied. The world you live in is built on this feeling. It is designed to make you want more, to convince you that your satisfaction is just one more purchase, one more achievement, one more experience away. But I, your shepherd, lead you out of that barren wasteland of wanting. The secret of my provision is this. I am myself, provision. The deepest hunger of your soul is not for things. It is for me. When you find me, you find the satisfaction that quiets the clamor of all other wants. When you have the shepherd, you realize you have everything you truly need. A sheep in the care of a good shepherd is never anxious. It doesn't worry if the pasture will be green enough tomorrow. It doesn't fret about the location of the next stream. It trusts the shepherd's wisdom completely. It knows that the shepherd is always thinking ahead, always planning, always working for its good. Its life is one of serene contentment, not because it possesses anything, but because it is possessed by the shepherd. This is the life I offer you. Do I care about your physical needs? Infinitely. I created the universe with abundance. I know the bills you have to pay, the food you need for your table, the clothes you need for your body. I taught you to pray for your daily bread, and it is my God to provide it. But my provision goes so much deeper. I provide for the needs you haven't even identified yet. I am your provision of strength when you are weak. I am your provision of wisdom when you are confused. I am your provision of hope when you are in despair. I am your provision of patience when you are frustrated. I am your provision of love when you feel unlovable. When you live in a state of shall not want, It changes your entire perspective. You stop striving and start abiding. You stop grasping and start receiving. You stop comparing your life to others because you are fully satisfied with the portion I have given you. This is the secret freedom that most people miss. They are so busy chasing what they think will satisfy them that they run right past the only one who actually can. Look at your life. Where is the gnawing feeling of want? What is the emptiness you are trying to fill? Bring it to me. Lay it down at my feet. Let me show you that what you are truly searching for is me. As you draw closer to me, as you learn to listen for my voice and follow my lead, you will discover a miraculous thing happening in your heart. The frantic wanting will begin to fade. It will be replaced by a deep, abiding contentment. You will look at your life with all its imperfections and be able to say with all sincerity, "The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. I shall not want." This is not denial. This is the deepest reality of my kingdom. Chapter 3. He makes me lie down in green pastures. The secret of rest. Listen to the rhythm of these words, my child. He makes me lie down. There is a gentle authority in them, a loving insistence. This is because I know you better than you know yourself. I know your tendency to run until you are exhausted, to carry burdens until you collapse, to fill every waking moment with activity and noise. You fear stillness. You equate rest with laziness and productivity with worth. And so, in my love, I must sometimes make you lie down. The secret of the green pastures is not just about a place of provision. It is the secret of true, soul-deep rest. Most people think of rest as simply the absence of activity. A vacation, a day off, a nap. But you have experienced these things and still felt a profound weariness in your spirit. That is because true rest is not found in the cessation of work. It is found in the presence of your shepherd. A sheep cannot rest if it is anxious, if it fears a predator is near, or if it is hungry and searching for food. It will remain on its feet, agitated and stressed. A sheep will only lie down when it feels completely safe, completely provided for, and completely at peace in the presence of its shepherd. It must feel secure before it can rest. This is the rest I offer you. The world offers you escape, but I offer you security. It is a rest from something. It is rest from the burden of self-reliance. You were not created to carry the weight of your own world on your shoulders. I am. When you try to be your own shepherd, you will never know rest. It is rest from the tyranny of what if, the fear of the future, the anxiety about all the things that could go wrong. These are the wolves that keep your soul in a state of constant agitation. But I am the good shepherd, who has already gone before you. I know the path, and I am your protection. It is rest from the need to prove your worth. You run yourself ragged trying to earn love, validation, and acceptance from the world. But in my green pasture, you are already fully known and fully loved. You have nothing to prove. Your worth is not in what you do. It is in who you are, my beloved child. The act of making you lie down can come in many forms. Sometimes it is the gentle whisper in your heart to put down your work and simply be with me. Sometimes it is a period of illness that forces you to be still. Sometimes it is a closed door or a frustrated plan that halts your frantic pace and makes you reconsider your direction. Do not resent these moments, my child. See them as my loving hand guiding you to the pasture. I am not punishing you. I am preserving you. I am saving you from the exhaustion of a life lived at an unsustainable pace. The pastures I lead you to are green. This speaks of life, nourishment, and abundance. This is not an empty, sterile rest. It is a restorative rest. It is in these moments of quiet trust that your soul is fed. It is when you lie down in my presence that you absorb the strength, peace, and perspective you need for the journey ahead. You cannot give what you do not have. If you do not regularly enter my green pastures, your own soul will become a barren field. Where in your life are you resisting my call to rest? What burden are you refusing to lay down? The secret of the green pasture is that rest is not a reward you earn after your work is done. It is the prerequisite for doing any work that truly matters. Come, the pasture is ready. Let me make you lie down and rest for a while. While chapter 4, he leads me beside still waters, the secret of peace. From the nourishment of the green pasture, I lead you to the refreshment of the still waters. Observe the imagery, my child. I do not lead you to a raging river or a turbulent ocean. I lead you beside still waters. A sheep is often frightened by fast-moving water. It will not drink from it for fear of being swept away. It needs a place of quiet, a place of calm, to quench its thirst. Your soul is the same. It cannot find refreshment in the chaos and noise of your world. The constant stream of information, the endless demands on your attention, the turbulent currents of fear and outrage. These are raging rivers that exhaust your spirit and leave you parched. The secret of the still waters is the secret of inner peace. Like the rest of the green pastures, this peace is not something you can create on your own. It is something you are led to by your shepherd. My peace is not the absence of trouble on the outside. It is the presence of stillness on the inside. It is a peace that, as my word says, surpasses all understanding. It doesn't make sense to the world. You can be in the midst of a storm in your life, a financial crisis, a health scare, a relationship breakdown, and yet have a profound calm in your spirit. This is the miracle of the still waters. How do I lead you there? I lead you through my presence. The water is still because the shepherd is there. His presence calms the environment. When you turn your focus from the storm around you to the shepherd beside you, the waters of your soul begin to still. I lead you there through my word. My promises are the cool, clear water that washes away the dust of fear and doubt. When you drink deeply from the truths in Scripture, your soul is refreshed and your perspective is cleared. You are reminded that I am in control, that I am faithful, and that my love for you is unshakable. I lead you there through prayer. Prayer is the conversation that realigns your heart with mine. It is where you pour out your anxieties, and I pour in my peace. It is the sacred space where you exchange your weakness for my strength and your turmoil for my tranquility. Most people miss this secret because they are trying to calm the storm themselves. They try to control the circumstances, to manage the people, to fix the problems. They are like someone trying to calm a raging river by throwing pebbles into it. It is a futile and exhausting effort. The secret is to stop focusing on the water and start focusing on the shepherd. Follow me. I know where the quiet pools are. This peace is essential for your survival. A dehydrated sheep is a weak and disoriented sheep. A soul that is not regularly refreshed by my peace becomes cynical, anxious, and brittle. It loses its capacity for joy, its resilience in the face of hardship, and its ability to hear my voice. Are you thirsty today, my child? Is your soul dry and weary? Stop trying to. Drink from the world's turbulent rivers. They will never satisfy. Let me lead you. Turn away from the noise for a moment. Open my word. Speak to me from your heart. Let me guide you to the quiet place where the water is still and your soul can be deeply refreshed. This is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Come and drink. Chapter 5. He restores my soul, the secret of healing. After the rest of the pasture and the refreshment of the water comes the deepest work of all, the restoration of your very soul. The word restore here is rich with meaning. It means to bring back to its original state, to repair, to heal, to make whole again. This is one of the most intimate and vital parts of my role as your shepherd. The secret that many miss is that this psalm is not written for perfect, pristine sheep. It is written for sheep who get hurt, sheep who wander off and get caught in thorns, sheep who are bruised by a fall or attacked by a predator. It is a psalm for the broken, the wounded, and the weary. It is a psalm for you, your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions. Sustains injuries on the journey of life. A harsh word can be like a sharp stone that bruises you. A betrayal can be a deep wound that festers. Disappointment and grief can weigh you down like a heavy, waterlogged fleece. The guilt of your own mistakes can be a thorn that tears at your conscience. Left untended, these wounds do not simply heal on their own. They become infected with bitterness, resentment, fear, and shame. They affect the way you see yourself, the way you see others, and the way you see me. A wounded sheep will often separate itself from the flock. It will limp along, unable to keep up, becoming easy prey for the enemy. But I am a shepherd who restores. I do not discard the wounded. I seek them out. When you are hurting, I do not turn away. I draw closer. My restoration is a gentle and thorough process. Think of a shepherd tending to a hurt lamb. He would carefully clean the wound, apply soothing oil, and bind it with care. He would carry the lamb until it was strong enough to walk on its own again. This is how I tend to your soul. When you are broken by grief, I am the comforter who sits with you in your sorrow and collects your tears. I do not rush your healing, but I promise to turn your mourning into dancing in due time. When you are wounded by the sins of others, I am the healer who can cleanse the wound of bitterness and teach you how to forgive. I take the poison out so that you can live in freedom. When you are crushed by the weight of your own sin and guilt, I am the Redeemer. My Son's sacrifice is the ultimate cleansing agent. When you confess and turn to me, I not only forgive you, I restore your soul to a place of purity and righteousness. I remove the stain completely. The secret of restoration is that it requires your participation. The shepherd cannot heal a sheep that runs from him. You must allow me to tend to your wounds. This requires honesty. You must admit where you are hurting. It requires vulnerability. You must let me touch the tender places. And it requires trust. You must believe that my touch is for your healing, not for your harm. So many of my children try to hide their wounds or heal themselves. They cover their pain with busyness, numb it with distractions, or pretend it isn't there. But a hidden wound can never heal. Bring me your broken heart. Show me the places where you are bruised and bleeding. Do not be ashamed of your injuries. They are a part of your story, and I will turn those scars into symbols of my grace and your resilience. There is no wound so deep that my love cannot heal it. There is no brokenness so complete that my power cannot make it whole again. I am the shepherd who makes all things new. Let me restore your soul. Chapter 6. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake, the secret of divine direction. Once you are rested, refreshed, and restored, it is time to walk. But where? The life of faith is a journey, a path, and I, your shepherd, am your guide. The secret of this verse is one that brings immense freedom. Your life has a divine purpose and direction, and it is my responsibility to lead you in it. The world tells you that you must find your own path, that you must forge your own way. It places the enormous burden of discovering your life's purpose squarely on your shoulders. This leads to so much anxiety and confusion. Am I in the right career? Am I with the right person? Did I make the right choice? You are like a sheep in a vast wilderness with 1,000 possible paths, paralyzed by the fear of choosing the wrong one. But this is not my way. A sheep does not choose the path. The shepherd does. The sheep's only responsibility is to follow the shepherd. My promise to you is that I will lead you. The burden of direction is not on you. It is on me. Your responsibility is to learn to walk with me, to listen for my voice, and to take the next step in obedience. And what is the nature of this path? I lead you in paths of righteousness. This has a twofold meaning. First, it is a path of right living, a path of moral integrity and character. I will not lead you into sin or compromise. My guidance will always align with my word and my character. Following me means becoming more like me, more loving, more just, more truthful, more gracious. It is a path that sanctifies you and shapes you into the person I created you to be. Second, paths of righteousness can be translated as the right paths. As your shepherd, I know the terrain. I know where the safe footing is, where the hidden pitfalls are, and where the best pastures lie. The path I choose for you is the right path for you. It may not be the easiest path. It may not be the shortest path. It may not be the path that your friends are on, but it is the one that is perfectly designed for your growth, your good, and my glory. And why do I do this? The verse gives the reason, and it is the anchor of your security, for his name's sake. I lead you rightly because my reputation is at stake. My name represents my character, my power, and my faithfulness. If I were to lead my sheep into a ravine or abandon them in the desert, what kind of shepherd would I be? My name would be dishonored. This is your ultimate assurance. I will not fail to guide you because my own honor is on the line. When you place your life in my hands, your story becomes intertwined with my story. Your success becomes a testament to my faithfulness. Your well-being becomes a reflection of my good name. This is why you can trust my guidance completely, even when the path doesn't make sense to you. I have a vested interest in getting you safely to your destination. The secret of divine direction, then, is to release the pressure of having to figure it all out yourself. Swap your anxiety for trust. Instead of asking, "What should I do with my life?" start asking, "Shepherd, what is the next step you have for me today?" Focus on the step, not the whole staircase. Learn to discern my voice through my word, through prayer, through the counsel of wise believers, and through the circumstances I orchestrate. When you walk with me, you are never truly lost, even when you feel like it. I know the way. Trust me. I will lead you home, all for the glory of my great name. Chapter 7. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the secret of courage. Every path, even the right path chosen by the shepherd, sometimes leads through a valley. This is a truth that many find difficult, but it is essential to your faith. I have never promised you a life without valleys. I have promised that I will be with you in the valley. The valley of the shadow of death is not just about physical death. It represents any season of deep darkness, trial, and fear in your life. It is the valley of grief after losing a loved one. It is the valley of a frightening medical diagnosis. It is the valley of financial ruin, of betrayal, of crushing depression. These are real places on the journey, and no one is exempt. The first secret here is in the word "through." Though I walk through the valley, you are not meant to stay there. The valley is not your destination. It is a passage. It has an entrance, and I promise you, it has an exit. When you are in the darkness, it can feel permanent, as if the sun will never shine again. But your shepherd is leading you through. This season of trial will end. This is my promise. The second and most critical secret is this. It is only a shadow of death. A shadow can be terrifying. It can distort reality and make things appear monstrous and threatening. A shadow of a dog can look like a wolf, but a shadow has no substance. It cannot harm you. The thing that casts the shadow, death, sin, evil, has been defeated. My son, Jesus, walked into the valley of death itself and shattered its power. He took the sting from death and the victory from the grave. So what you face, my child, is only its shadow. Its power to ultimately destroy you is gone. It can frighten you, but it cannot consume you, because you belong to the one who conquered death. This knowledge gives birth to the declaration, "I will fear no evil." This is not a denial of the feeling of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to be paralyzed by it. You can feel fear and still walk forward in faith. Why? The psalm gives the reason, "For you are with me." This is the ultimate secret of courage. Your bravery does not come from your own strength, your own resources, or your own positive thinking. It comes from the simple, profound reality of my presence. You are not walking through the valley alone. I, your shepherd, am walking beside you, closer than your own breath. The creator of the universe, the commander of heavenly armies, the one who holds the stars in place, is with you. What evil could possibly stand against me? When you walk through your valley, the enemy of your soul will whisper lies to you. He will tell you that I have abandoned you, that your trial is a sign of my displeasure, that the darkness will never end. You must combat these lies with the truth of this verse. You must declare, "I am not alone. My shepherd is with me. This is only a shadow, and we are passing through." Do not be afraid of the valleys in your life, my child. They serve a purpose. It is often in the darkest places that you learn to trust me most deeply. It is in the valley that you learn the sufficiency of my grace and the reality of my presence in a way you never could on the sunlit mountaintops. The valley is where your faith grows deep roots. If you are in a valley now, know this: I am with you. I have not left you. Reach out your hand. Feel my presence. Keep walking, one step at a time. I am leading you through to the other side. Chapter 8. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. The secret of God's discipline and protection. In the darkness of the valley, my presence is not passive. I am actively engaged in your care, and the primary tools I use are my rod and my staff. To the modern reader, these can seem like strange and even harsh implements. But to any shepherd and to any sheep, they are symbols of the deepest comfort and security. Understanding their dual purpose is the secret to feeling my comfort in a powerful new way. The rod was a short, heavy club, often with a knobbed end. It was the shepherd's weapon. He would use it to fight off predators, wolves, lions, bears, that came to attack the flock. It was a tool of protection, power, and authority. When a sheep saw the shepherd's rod, it was not afraid of being hit. It was comforted, knowing that the shepherd was armed and ready to defend it with his own life. The staff was a long, slender pole with a crook or hook at the end. It was a tool of guidance and rescue. The shepherd would use the crook to gently nudge a sheep back onto the right path. He would use it to draw a lamb closer to its mother. And, most importantly, he would use it to rescue a sheep that had fallen into a pit or gotten stuck in a thicket. He would extend the staff down, hook it around the sheep's body, and lift it to safety. These two tools represent the two primary ways I comfort you in your trials. My rod is my power and authority to defend you. When you are in the valley, you are not alone, and you are not defenseless. I am your defender. The forces of evil, the attacks of the enemy, the schemes of those who wish you harm, they must all face my rod. I am fighting battles on your behalf that you cannot even see. My power is your protection. When you feel attacked and vulnerable, remember my rod. The forces arrayed against you are no match for my sovereign strength. This knowledge brings immense comfort. You can rest even in the battle, because the battle belongs to me. My staff is my gentle guidance and loving correction. This is the part of the secret many resist. The staff is also used for discipline. Sometimes, on the journey, you begin to wander toward a dangerous cliff edge or a patch of poisonous weeds. In those moments, I will use my staff to gently nudge you back. This nudge might be a conviction in your spirit, a closed door, or the loving rebuke of a friend. It may feel uncomfortable at the moment, but it is an act of profound love. I am protecting you from your own self-destructive tendencies. My discipline is not punitive. It is protective. It is the loving course correction of a shepherd who sees the danger ahead that you cannot. The staff is also my tool of rescue. When you have fallen, when you have made a mistake and find yourself in a pit of your own making, I do not stand at the top and scold you. I extend my staff of grace. I reach down into your mess, hook you with my mercy, and lift you out. I pull you back onto solid ground. The comfort of the staff is knowing that there is no pit so deep that my grace cannot reach you. So the secret of the rod and staff is this: my power and my grace are always with you. I am protecting you from external threats and correcting you from internal foolishness. I am defending you and rescuing you. Both actions, the powerful defense and the gentle correction, are expressions of my deep love and are the true source of your comfort. Embrace them both. Do not fear my discipline. It is proof of your belovedness. Do not doubt my power. It is the guarantee of your safety. My rod and my staff, they are always at work for you. Chapter 9. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. The secret of victory. From the darkness of the valley, the scene shifts dramatically. You are no longer just surviving, you are celebrating. This verse contains the powerful secret of public vindication and supernatural victory. It is one of the most defiant and triumphant statements in all of Scripture. Notice the setting. I do not prepare this table for you in a safe, hidden room, far away from all your troubles. I spread a feast for you, a table of honor and abundance, right in the middle of the battlefield, in the presence of your enemies. Your enemies, whether they are people who have wronged you, spiritual forces opposing you, or the circumstances that threaten to overwhelm you, are forced to watch as I honor you. This is not about gloating or seeking revenge. It is about me, your shepherd king, publicly declaring my favor and faithfulness on your behalf. It is my response to the injustice you have suffered. It is my answer to the lies that have been spoken against you. While your enemies predicted your downfall, I am preparing your feast. The secret here is that your victory is not something you have to fight for in your own strength. It is something I prepare for you. While you were walking through the valley, simply focused on staying close to me, I was already setting the table on the mountaintop on the other side. My vindication of you is always more thorough and more glorious than any defense you could mount for yourself. What does this table look like in your life? It can take many forms. It can be a promotion at work after a colleague tried to sabotage you. It can be the complete restoration of your health after a dire medical report. It can be a new, loving relationship after a painful betrayal. It can be a thriving ministry that emerges from a season of intense opposition. It is me turning your greatest trial into your most powerful testimony. It is me taking what the enemy meant for your evil and turning it for your good, and doing it in such a way that everyone can see my hand was in it. Your enemies are present, not to harm you, but to be witnesses to my goodness in your life. Their presence highlights the magnitude of the miracle. The victory is sweeter, and my glory shines brighter because of the opposition you faced. They are forced to acknowledge that you are under the care of a powerful shepherd whom they cannot defeat. Your role in this is not to focus on your enemies. Do not waste your energy tracking their movements or worrying about their schemes. Your role is to sit down at the table I have prepared for you and enjoy the feast. It is to receive the honor I am bestowing. It is to rest in the victory I have already won. By focusing on me, your host, and the blessings before you, you render your enemies powerless. Your joy becomes your greatest defense. Your peace becomes your unassailable fortress. If you are facing opposition today, my child, do not despair. The battle may feel intense, but I am already preparing your table. Stop looking at the enemies surrounding you and look at the feast I am laying for you. The secret of victory is not in fighting harder, but in trusting deeper. Entrust your cause to me, and get ready to take your seat at the table of honor. Chapter 10. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. The secret of divine favor. As you sit at the table of victory, I, your host and shepherd, perform 2 acts of extravagant blessing. I anoint your head with oil, and I fill your cup until it overflows. These are not small gestures. They are rich with meaning, and they reveal the secret of my abundant, personal, and overflowing favor in your life. In the ancient world, anointing with oil was a sign of several things. It was an act of refreshment and healing. A shepherd would apply oil to the sheep's head to soothe irritations and to prevent insects from tormenting them. In the same way, I anoint your mind and spirit with the oil of my Holy Spirit. This anointing brings healing to your weary soul, soothes the anxieties that bug you, and brings a refreshing sense of peace and joy. It is my personal touch that revitalizes you. Anointing was also a sign of honor and consecration. Honored guests at a banquet would be anointed with fragrant oil as a sign of the host's high regard. Kings and priests were anointed as a sign that they were set apart for a special purpose. When I anoint your head, I am declaring to all, including your enemies who are watching, that you are my honored guest. I am setting you apart. I am saying, this one is mine. This one is special to me. This one is chosen for my purposes. This anointing is my mark of divine favor upon you, a sign of your royal identity as a child of the King. Then I fill your cup. But I do not just fill it to the brim. I fill it until it overflows. My child, so many people miss the secret here. They serve a God of just enough. They live with a mindset of scarcity, hoping I will meet their basic needs. But I am not the God of just enough. I am the God of more than enough. I am the God of the overflowing cup. The secret of the overflowing cup is that my blessing in your life is not meant to terminate with you. It is meant to flow through you to others. I do not fill your cup so you can hoard it. I fill it so that the overflow, the excess joy, peace, love, grace, and resources spills out and blesses everyone around you. Your life is designed to be a channel of my goodness to a thirsty world. When your cup of joy overflows, it splashes onto those who are living in sorrow. When your cup of peace overflows, it calms the anxious hearts of those around you. When your cup of provision overflows, it allows you to be generous to those in need. This is the purpose of my abundance. It is for my glory and for the good of others. Living with an overflowing cup changes your focus from "what can I get?" to "what can I give?" It moves you from a life of consumption to a life of contribution. This is the most joyful and fulfilling way to live. Do not be afraid to ask me for a full cup. But when you ask with the right motive. Ask me to fill you so that you can be a blessing. Ask me to anoint you so that you can serve. And then, watch what I will. I will pour out my favor on you in ways you cannot contain. My goodness in your life will not be a stagnant pond. It will be a river of living water that flows out to refresh a dry and weary land. This is the secret of my overflowing, world-changing abundance. Chapter 11. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. The secret of God's unstoppable blessings. As you rise from the table of honor, anointed and overflowing, you walk into your future with a new and unshakable confidence. This confidence is not in yourself, but in the character of your shepherd, and it is expressed in this powerful declaration: Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. The secret hidden in this verse is often missed because of a simple translation. The Hebrew word for follow here does not mean to tag along passively behind. It is an active, powerful verb that means to pursue, to chase, to hunt down. This changes everything. Goodness and mercy are not just casually trailing behind you, hoping to keep up. They are my divine sheepdogs, dispatched from heaven with a single mission: to pursue you, to track you down, and to overtake you every single day of your life. This is the secret of my relentless, pursuing love. Think of two loyal, powerful guard dogs assigned to you by your master. No matter where you go, they are with you. If you wander off the path, they are there to nudge you back. If an enemy approaches, they are there to stand guard. You cannot outrun them. You cannot hide from them. Their pursuit is relentless. Goodness is my provision for your every need. It is my hand that provides opportunities, opens doors, arranges divine appointments, and works all things together for your ultimate good, even the things that seem tragic at the time. Goodness is the heavenly sheepdog that goes before you and beside you, ensuring your needs are met. Mercy, or loving kindness, is my provision for your every failure. It is my grace that covers your sin, my compassion that meets you in your weakness, and my forgiveness that cleanses you and sets you free when you stumble. Mercy is the heavenly sheepdog that walks behind you, covering your tracks, picking you up when you fall, and protecting you from the accusations of the past. This pursuit is for all the days of my life, not just on the good days when you feel strong in your faith, not just on Sundays, but on Monday mornings when you are discouraged, on the days you fail miserably, on the days you feel completely alone. Even on your worst day, my goodness and my mercy are still actively, aggressively pursuing you. This secret changes how you face your future. You can walk into tomorrow without fear, not because you know what it holds, but because you know who holds you. You can take risks for my kingdom, knowing that even if you fail, my mercy is right there to catch you. You can face trials with confidence, knowing that my goodness is already at work, weaving it all into a beautiful tapestry for your good. You do not have to beg for my goodness and mercy. You are a child of the King, a sheep of the Good Shepherd. They are your birthright. Your job is simply to be aware of their presence. Look for them. At the end of each day, practice looking back and identifying where my goodness provided for you and where my mercy covered you. As you learn to recognize their presence, your heart will be filled with gratitude, and your life will be liberated from fear. You are being relentlessly pursued by my love. Chapter 12. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever, the secret of eternal security. This final verse of the psalm is the ultimate destination. It is the great and glorious conclusion to the journey. After the provision, the peace, the healing, the guidance, the courage, the victory, and the blessings, there is this final, unshakable promise: I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The secret here is twofold, encompassing both your present reality and your future hope. It is the secret of eternal security. First, let's look at your future hope. This is the promise of heaven. It is the guarantee that this life is not the end. The journey through the valleys and over the mountaintops is leading somewhere. It is leading home. My house is not a physical building. It is my very presence. The ultimate destination for my sheep is to be with their shepherd face to face, in a place where there are no more tears, no more valleys, no more enemies, and no more pain. It is an eternity of perfect peace, joy, and fellowship with me. This eternal perspective changes everything about how you live your life right now. It gives you an unshakable hope that anchors your soul in the storms of life. Your current troubles become light and momentary when weighed against the eternal glory that awaits you. It frees you from the frantic need to build your own kingdom on earth, because you know your true citizenship is in heaven. Your forever home is secure. This is the ultimate promise that makes all the hardships of the journey worthwhile. But there is a second part of this secret that you can experience right now. To dwell means to settle down, to remain, to make your permanent home. You can begin to dwell in the house of the Lord today. By accepting me as your shepherd and receiving my spirit, my presence comes to live inside you. Your heart becomes a sanctuary, a dwelling place for the Most High God. This means you don't have to wait until you die to experience fellowship with me. You can live in a constant state of communion with your shepherd every moment of every day. You can be at work, in your car, or with your family, and still be dwelling in my house, conscious of my presence with you and in you. This is the secret of an abiding life. It is learning to live, move, and have your being in me. This is the beautiful symmetry of the psalm. It begins with a personal declaration. The Lord is my shepherd, and it ends with an eternal destination. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The entire psalm is the journey between those 2 points. The security is forever. It is not temporary. It is not based on your performance. It is based on my promise and my power as the good shepherd who lays down his life for the sheep. Once you are in my flock, once you are part of my family, you are secure for all eternity. No one and nothing can snatch you out of my hand. This is the final, glorious secret. Your past is covered by my mercy. Your present is filled with my goodness, and your future is eternally secure in my house. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. Conclusion: the shepherd who never leaves. My dear child, we have walked together through this sacred psalm. I have unveiled its secrets to you, not so you would have more knowledge in your head, but so you would have more trust in your heart. Do you see the portrait now? It is a picture of my relentless, all-encompassing care for you. Every aspect of your being, your physical needs, your emotional well-being, your spiritual health, your direction, your safety, your future, is my personal concern and my sovereign responsibility as your shepherd. The world will try to sell you 1,000 other versions of security and satisfaction, but they are all fleeting shadows. The only true peace is found in the care of the Good Shepherd. The great secret that ties all the other secrets together is this: you were never meant to journey alone. The choice is now yours. Will you continue to try and be your own shepherd, living in a state of want, exhaustion, and fear? Or will you surrender completely? Will you lay down your pride and independence and allow me to lead you, feed you, heal you, and protect you? This psalm is not just a poem to be admired. It is a life to be lived. It is my open invitation to you today. Come, follow me. Stay close. Learn my voice. Trust my heart. Let me be your shepherd, and I promise you, goodness and mercy will hunt you down every day of your life until you are dwelling safely and joyfully in my house forever. I am the shepherd who never leaves. My love for you is eternal. My commitment to you is absolute. Come, walk with me.